my girl! Welcome back, guys. So here we are for the final two events of the season. We're gonna have two different course layouts between today and tomorrow. We are using the full track here in Northeast North Carolina at NCCAR. We have the racetrack to ourselves. We have for today set up on the back half of the racetrack. I'm assuming probably tomorrow we probably will use this half of the racetrack. We will see. I'm not sure. We haven't gotten any course maps. They're gonna do course change tonight for tomorrow. Now this is a national type event. There's multiple clubs here. There's a bunch of competition that I've never ran with before in my class. I think right now from what I saw there was something like 6 cars registered in my class. So I'll definitely have my work cut out for me. But on the plus side is this is a very fast setup. It is a very smooth type setup which really suits my driving style. So I might not be in too bad a shape. Only time will tell. Pretty excited about this to actually get to run on the proper full racetrack and get to use the full racetrack. In autocross you don't often get a chance to do that, so it's pretty exciting. The weather today is going to be pretty hot. Right now it's a little bit humid and sticky because we just passed the leftovers of the hurricane again that hit Florida again, and we got some leftovers of it, so that passed last night. So some of the course is still drying, but we're gonna have a dry run today. It's gonna be humid in the mid 70s. Tomorrow, on the other hand, it's gonna be a lot cooler. I think it's only a high of like 50 or 55 tomorrow. So that's gonna change a lot of things, especially when it comes to tire temperatures. But the car is prepped and ready to go. Wish me luck. Good news and bad news. Bad news is you can't see Antonio because my camera's not wide angle enough, and since it's the championships, can't have any ride-alongs. But the good news is, for the first time in I don't know how many events, we're actually working first and running second. So the course gets a chance to dry, and I get to see people run the course and see where they make common mistakes. So that's better for me. All right, first run. 2 out of the way. I washed out a little bit. I did shave off time, a decent amount of time, a second and a half, but I knew I would. I did not realize how much grip there is out on this course, so I definitely could push some more. There was in the slalom, I lost a little bit of time. I could probably get another half a second back on just the second slalom that they have because I went on a little bit too hot. There's the first part of the section, I was bouncing off the rev limiter in second, so it looks like we might go into third. The end part, I'm going really fast, and I keep slowing down before the finish line because I'm into third gear, and it's going into a corner, so I just have to muster up some testicles and push a little bit harder there at the end in the third gear and hope for the best when I come out. So, we'll see. All right, run number 3. Find ourselves in third place. We'll see. I don't know. 2 guys before me are really properly quick. Run 3 out of the way. I mean, I cut off a whole bunch of more time. One problem is it's still not enough. Yeah, I don't know if I could. Right now, I am in third place, way ahead of Arthur. As far as I know, he just did his third run. I'll check in a moment where I'm at. But the 2 guys in first and second are in the 69s. I just ran a 70, so I gotta find, Lord have mercy, another second to at least take second, maybe first place. And I'm not really too sure where I could find it because I'm pushing her pretty hard. I mean, the only thing I can think of is the back leader section. I could probably shave off time there, just because in this run I stayed in third. I should have just downshifted to second and ripped it through there more. But it's crazy. My gearing is not so ideal for this course, solely because it's I'm at the top of second, but into third is a little bit too much. Staying in second is a waste, so it's kind of tricky. All right, last run, no pressure, right? I got called a cone on my third run, which was my fastest run by far, but I guess I clipped one. I didn't hear it. Can't see it on video, but they definitely called me on one, and there's a questionable area where it looks like somebody might have been running for one, but I don't have clear proof of it, so all rest on this, no pressure. I don't know what I'm doing. It looks like we're just going on a ride through some woods and not at a fucking racetrack for the night. Hey guys, so welcome to day 2. Yesterday did not go as planned for neither myself or my #1 competition for the championship. It was both of ours worst finish of the season, and don't mind my scooter back there. I got my steps in yesterday, so I went and got myself a scooter so I could get around here a little bit quicker because it's a big area. As I was saying, it didn't go too well for us. We finished 3rd and 4th. There was 2 Camaros in our class that were absolutely flying. I managed to throw away my best run with a cone, and that was my first cone of the season, was on my fastest flying lap. So they're out there finishing up, setting up, and changing the course. It's going to be a different setup, but they're reusing a similar route on this pavement here. This is very prep pavement because it's a racetrack. There is a lot of grip. So the first run I did, I was so blown away by the amount of grip, because usually my first run is with a lot of tire spin and whatnot, and the amount of grip out here is crazy, which is a good thing, you know. You don't have to sit there and wait for heat cycles of tires to really start pushing the car. Either way, it should be a lot different of a day today, only because it is a different course layout, and as you could see by me wearing a hoodie, there's a 20-degree drop in temperature. Yesterday we were in the higher 70s. I think the high today is something like the mid-50s. So it's going to change a lot about track temp, tire prep, and everything else. Like I said, it's a wash for myself and my #1 competition when it comes to season points, because it's both of our worst finishes of the season, and this club deletes your 2 worst autocrosses. So it would be yesterday and the first event I never attended. So it's essentially a clean slate today. Hopefully we can make something happen, both of us, I guess, and hopefully I don't hit any more cones. It's really strange for me to hit cones, but I definitely hit a cone. I confirmed it with my camera actually, because I didn't even hear it hit, and I didn't know why I got called on a cone in the first place. So it took a while and a little investigating of my own to figure that out. One thing that's kind of unrelated to the event, but a lot of us stayed in the same hotel in town. Some guys camped out here. I got a hotel room. I don't do camping. I'm not a camping guy. And so a lot of us stayed in the same Hilton hotel, and somebody went through and vandalized a bunch of cars in the parking lot. For whatever reason, as far as I saw, the cars I know that were part of the club and part of the event got skipped and didn't get vandalized. But the F-150 or F-250 that was parked next to me in the lot had its window busted out and ripped out. It was a tinted window, and it was actually laying underneath my car. And I had my $1,000 radar detector sitting in the center console. They didn't even touch my car. They skipped over it. So thank God. I would be in the worst mood today if somebody broke a window on my car. But a bunch of cars got hit. Hopefully nobody from the club. As far as I saw, the cars I knew that were part of the club looked untouched, but a bunch of cars in the lot got vandalized, so don't know what that's all about. And if you're one of the people that vandalizes people's stuff like that, you need shit barbed wire, in my opinion. So now that I've vented about that, let's get ready, walk the course, check out what this course is all about, and we'll get to the live action.
Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.
wasn't very good. Sliding around a lot, but my tire pressures went up. So hopefully it'll be a big improvement on the next one, because I was really spinning there. Alright, run number 2. The first one was kind of a throwaway. My tires were way too low on air. Definitely improved some time, but that race start did not work at all. I'm just gonna have everything off. The sport mode idea is out the window, and I'm just gonna roll with it as I can, because it was definitely robbing me power where I probably could have put it down. So we'll try that again. Alright, run number 3. We're going back to basics. I have traction control back off, and we'll do it the way I've been doing it, because experimenting didn't work. Improved, but not enough. I gotta find another second somewhere, and I don't know where. I mean, I am spinning like crazy. Ugh. It's my girl! And just like that, the 2022 Autocross season is over. For me, at least. There's some going on throughout the month of November and December, but my championship run has ended here. Plot twist. That run that you just saw was not enough for the win. Apparently, everybody else I thought had plateaued. They didn't, apparently. I was watching the times, and as I was improving, everybody else was either decreasing or staying plateaued, and all of a sudden, 2 more people in the class managed to pull off a Hail Mary run and bump me down to 3rd place. It is unfortunate, but that is racing. So what does that mean for me? Well, unfortunately, I was not able to overhaul my opponent, and I took 2nd in the championship for the season. And as for the state championships, what this runoff was for, I ended up taking 3rd overall, which is not bad. I guess I get some magnets or something like that for 3rd place. Not the proudest thing, but not bad for a luxury family sedan, honestly. This car has been through the ringer and then some. In the last year, I've beaten on this car so bad. I've taken it to the rally, which was just constant whomping on it. Then a drift event, and then an autocross season. And you know what? It's never missed a beat. This is one of the most solid cars I've ever owned. And no matter what I ask of it, it always delivers. For next year, what do I plan to do? Well, I'm kind of capped out in what I could do in street class. The only things I could really do is try to put slightly wider tires on the existing wheels, or wheels that are the same diameter as stock, and 1 sway bar. I'd probably do the front. I've never even looked into what kind of sway bars they have for C63s, but honestly, I might just put my head down and focus on my driving. For whatever reason, I wasn't fully on it this past weekend. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was the month break or whatnot, but after rewatching some of the clips while editing this video, I realized I left a lot of time on the table. One of it being was gearing. Gearing limited me because it was one of those weird thresholds where if you upshift, you'll lose time. These transmissions don't like to be rushed. The AMG transmission in these goes like, we just went into 3rd. Why do you want to go back to 2nd right away? And it hesitates. I debated on putting it in just Sport Plus mode because it's a lot more, I guess, friendly towards having these random gear changes when it does it on its own versus you doing it. But honestly, especially on the 2nd day, I had such bad traction problems, I didn't even have time to really experiment. I just had to get the tires to work for me, which is the biggest hurdle I've had with this car. For its power output and weight, it just does not have enough tire on it. The car that mopped the floor with everybody was a stock 2023 Camaro SS 1LE, and that car had something like 305s in the front, and honestly, it was a grip race, and I probably could have done better if I had more grip. But on the 2nd day when it was cold out, anytime I got near the throttle, it felt like that first event when it was really cold out, and I would just light up the tires, which was just a snowball effect of me having to get on the throttle later and think more about opening up the throttle to try to get a result in. And obviously, each 10th of a second or 100th of a second adds up. So between staying in 2nd gear and bouncing up the rev limiter instead of just going into 3rd, and then being conscious of the fact that if I just open up the throttle, it will blow up the rear tires, that's honestly where I lost time. And that's something I'm gonna have to hone in a little bit better next season. Which brings me to next season. Yes, I want to run this car next season. I like the effect of taking this car to autocrosses. I like the fact that nobody expects it to be as good as it is. and it is really fun. There's a lot of weird things that make it fun. It's challenging. It's a different type of car that you normally see at an autocross. You could easily pick up something like a Miata, put tires on it, and then ring its head out and aim for the best. This is so different, and weather changes so many things. With colder weather, this engine makes more power, which means the rear tires that are already struggling for grip are even more overwhelmed. And it's something low speed like autocross. Low speed is a relevant term because I think I hit something around 90 at this last event, is still almost too much to handle, and it really tests you as a driver, and I really like that. I know I mentioned in previous videos I was debating on using the Golf R next year for autocross, but honestly I almost feel like that would be too easy. Throw some tires on it and hope for the best with all-wheel drive and a 6-speed manual. I think this car really, it challenges you as a driver, makes you a better driver to manage the power, the grip levels, its weight, its size, and everything else. And as I've mentioned, I know autocrosses are not necessarily the most exciting thing to videotape and do content on, but it is such a fun thing to do. If you are interested in motorsport, autocross is the cheapest and easiest way to get your feet wet. The club I ran with this season, Tar Heel Sports Car Club, has a fantastic novice program. There's a lot of novices that ran throughout the season, and you could watch them progress. They have a lot of instructors, a lot of helpful people. So if you're interested in motorsport at all, and it doesn't matter what you drive, you don't have to have a race car. It is the most fun thing you can do. You don't have to sit there and build a race car for the track and then learn you don't like it. And I forgot how much I missed autocrossing till this season. It is still competitive, but you're not sitting and ringing out and beating the car as bad as you would on a track day. And I want to give a shout out to Nicholas DeVito, who took the picture that you saw in the thumbnail. There's not a lot of people that come out to events like this and without getting paid on their own time take pictures of everybody's cars, and he was kind enough to do that. So that is who provided that picture. I will put his link to his Flickr in the bio. You could check out the pictures from the rest of the cars at the event and from any other events he's attended. So once again, thank you for that, and thank you for letting people use that. Other than that, we will leave this off here. Like I said, this car I'm gonna run in next year, and there's also a lot more other content to come. I have ideas in place, so we'll take a break from motorsport for a couple of months. We'll focus on the old 190E, the Golf R, the Mark III, Lauren's GLC 63, and everything else in between. And if you made it this far in the video, please know that I really, really appreciate it. And stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.